Hello, welcome to Champ Ladder Game 5 for Emma's We're facing off this game against some Pro Elves. So that should be fun. And we'll have a quick look and see specifically what sort of Pro Elves we've got. Very American looking Pro Elves, aren't they? We're placing off against Rurian and the Elven Reapers. This game is quite an interesting game, I believe. Recorded about 2 weeks ago. So we're still churning through the backlog of games that I recorded back when Champion Ladder Season 18 was in its infancy. First thing you'll notice about the Pro Elves is there's quite a lot of agility on this team. So he could potentially be a massive pain because the agility players will be able to dodge through when we go wherever they want. He'd also got a guard player, which concerned me greatly because it meant that breaking into cages could potentially be quite good. But I also noticed on the downside that he didn't really have a lot of dodge. In fact, I don't think he's got any dodge at all. Oh, one. He's got one dodge. And to me, that mattered quite a lot because we've got no tackle. So I was quite pleased to see the agility in the end, in a weird sort of way, because it meant that there wasn't lots of tackle on the board. Sorry, it wasn't lots of dodge on the board for my no tackle. Looking at the inducements, we were actually under TV in this game. So we've got there, for people who don't know the symbols, we've got +1 fame, obviously more famous. We've got an apothecary, and then we've got the all-important bribe. And we'll be seeing how that plays out later in the game. From a setups point of view, I'll just pause this for a second. We've still got the guard on the thrower, so I'd quite like to score with the thrower. Looking around the players, 7-star player points on this Black Orc, not really. Sorry, Blitzer. 6 on this one, not really. 24 on the Killer. 5 on Marnus, the other Blitzer. So I think of the Blitzers, Marnus is the right elf. And then from the Black Orcs, well, to be honest, I'd score with any of them. But I think really it'll be the Blitzer. Because the agility 5 would probably mean that unless we kill them all, it is unlikely to score with the Black Orc. So my game plan here will be get the ball onto Marnus if we can, but I score on the thrower. Notice from initial setups point of view, I've set one player up just a little bit further back, and we've gone for making him run round the edge because I think he can take a 4+ if he wants to. Or 3-3 with the agility 5, but I'm going to try and make him run around the edge, and that's why the Black Orcs are there. And then we're also trying to maximise our hitting power, so that's the Mighty Blow piling on. 3 dice with the Troll for Mighty Blow, and this Black Orc, because we want to get points. I haven't got anyone else with Mighty Blow, so the Black Orc with block gets the other hit. So let's see how this plays out. Also, I tend to keep the bribe. Don't tend to foul too much on the first turn unless it's a really good foul, because I will save the bribe for getting one of the agility 5 players on the floor. Both teams get a reroll. Pleased with that. Not pleased with that kick though. That is a proper kick. So get the knockdown. We'll be following this up, and we'll be pretty much almost automatically piling on unless it's a removal. That's helpful. Looking at the players we've got to blitz. Well, yeah. While I just play these through, looking at the players we've got to blitz here. So we've got something with block, something without block, something without block. I'm probably going to hit one of the ones without block this turn, just on the basis that that means that we can get a more likely knockdown. And in fact, I'm going to hit this one to try and protect the Mighty Blow piling on. Always trying to hit on the diagonal, not straightforward, so if we get the knockdown we can leave it pinned against the Black Orc. Luckily get the stun so it isn't dodging away from the Black Orc anyway, and you're probably just going to move one square to the side. There we go. Someone said to me that I apparently look far too smug when I pick out what I'm actually going to do, so haha, whatever. Oh dear, that was a shame. No knockdown there, no knockdown there. Black Orc just stepping forward to try and create a screen. Now it's worth going to try and fetch the ball. I've used the reroll so we don't bother. Fine. I'll be stepping forward here to try and make it so it's an actual physical wall that the elves have got to get through. And then I suspect I'm going to stand there just to make it, again, an absolute wall because agility 5 can dance through the line at any point. This would suggest that he's going to blitz over here and try and run through. In fact, that is absolutely what he's going to try and do, obviously. So 1, 2, 3, 4 to hit. He will now follow up. 6, 7. He's a little bothersome soldier. Rolls forward. And I suspect we're going to see some more dodges through here. Yeah, agility 5 just doing stuff. From the elf point of view, this is actually the right tactic because if you can split the orcs, I've been a little bit maybe gung ho here, a little bit. I do love myself exposed, and next turn if we don't get one of these two down and the ball safe, we're in trouble. I have a sneaky suspicion I do something a little bit crazy here. So I'm going to talk about. I'll let this play out, but looking at this, thrower 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I can get there. Problem is the blitzers can't get back. Remember, so we can get there. 6, 7. So I can get there with double go for it, which is obviously inherently risky. With that in mind, we'd struggle to get back as far as we need to. I have a horrible feeling I throw this. But I think it's got to be linemen come back, and I would now, looking at the board as it is now, probably blitz one of these two. So let's see what I actually do, because I can't completely remember. Uh-oh. Not the ones we are looking for. Shit. Yeah, I have a horrible feeling. I think that's why I throw it, because having now used the reroll, we're in trouble. So what I have done here, and you don't see it in the replay, the thinking time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 4. 6 and 4. So that's a 4 up pass, 3 up catch with a 3 up. 4 up pass. If you get an inaccurate pass on the first one, you probably take it. So it just gets over there because the agilities are over here. So we're going to go all the way over, and if I can make some form of screen here, so if he drops it, we're all right. But I'd say in hindsight, probably not the greatest idea to shove everyone forward. Probably should have just brought a couple of blitzers back. And I know later in the series I actually do think about that and do actually learn from this mistake. Mistake in inverted commas, and play differently. So yeah, indeed. Pass, throw. That was a bit greedy. I actually chose to... oh dear. Oh, got one. Chose to re-roll the inaccurate pass, which is a little bit naughty. Please though, we did get a casualty on a Black Orc. So that's one out. And we got fucking lucky that we caught the ball, because that would have been embarrassing, wouldn't it? Now, I'm interested, if you guys want to leave some comments below, I'm interested to see what you would have done in that situation. I think this was a blitz, though the computer's not showing it right now. I think this was it. Yeah, it is showing it. This is his blitz, and now he's got himself a big problem. Yes, he was unlucky, but he has got himself a bit of a problem now. And I wonder if I can just, oops. There we go. Right, sorry about that. So what we've got here is we've got a bribe, and he's parked one of his agility 5 players just next to the ball. So I don't need to go anywhere this turn. But what I can do is sort of surround it and punch it in the head. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to put this guy here. Might still blitz this because of the value, and then foul that. I think that's what I'll be doing here. Bring across. Bring back, foul, try and remove it, because if you get rid of 2 agility 5s, the pro elves here are really in a lot of trouble. So let's see what he do. Okay, so we take the block from the Black Orc, fine. Don't follow up because I want to use the assist. Oh, got one. So that's one of the 2 most important players out. Doesn't take much to guess where that was going to go. There we go. So exactly this. We're going to come and then foul the other one. If this, of course, gets we get rid of this. He's sunk really. We'll do the blitz first, and then we'll come across and foul. Disappointed to not get the knockdown, but oh well. And we choose not to follow up there because it would be too easy for him to hit. So that's why he's there. That's just queued up for next turn, really, isn't it? So, Orc drive, this is where, as an elf coach, you have to understand that an Orc coach isn't looking to score on anything other than turn 8, ordinarily. So, committing on turn 2 or 3 can get you into a lot of bother, because if you go at them, well, they're not wanting to come back anyway. So, I'm fine with sitting on the halfway line for a few more turns. So, yeah, first action, foul. And he's stunned, so we'll keep until next turn, so we're just not going to go anywhere next turn. And that's just a case of pushing a couple of players forward and tying these up, so if we do get the removal, we can do more next turn. Not really sure why I'm doing this, if I'm honest. It's fine as it is. I guess if I was having my time over again, maybe there's an argument for pushing the Black Orc forward to consider scoring, but I don't think so. Elves is just dangerous, isn't it? That'll be pylon. Nothing there. Now, sometimes this happens in Champ Ladder where people will commit elves just trying to foul your piling on player, but don't do it with enough elves. So you can get passive removals without even, without having to actually pile on. So there we go. That's another one out. So that's 3 elves out this drive permanently, which is nice. And we're on turn 5, so we've got one more turn where he can just throw the random foul, but the rest of the players probably want to walk forward this turn. So, yeah. Foul next. Uses the bribe, doesn't get sent off. Bit of a shame that we didn't get anything out of that, but on balance, we've had 3 elves got rid of, so that's fine. I'm not massively happy with myself here. I could have gone further forward this turn. I think that's a bit weak. Blitzing with a troll because why not? Okay, there must be a reason. Oh, I think it was just to try and get some guard in there. Fair enough. With the microphone, you can justify anything. So this drive's going fine, isn't it? Really, really is going absolutely completely fine. The only downside, considering how in control we are, is that we haven't actually handed off to a Black Orc. But I think that's probably a little bit risky considering these elves on the field. So, let's see. This is something I tend to do in Champ Ladder from time to time, is I will actually leave the line down elves and I will run away and run forward, because some coaches will then actually stand them up. That means you can get some hits on them. So I'm fine with that. We've also left this guy here because the agility 5, I don't want him dancing in. That's dunging into 4 tackle zones, which ordinarily I think is a 6, so that's a 5+. Got one. That's 4 out. So that's probably starting to now equal critical mass. So this game's probably going to be okay. Yeah, he chooses not to stand up, so didn't take the bait there. Being hypercritical, I could have done this, what I'm about to do, obviously, which is hand off, a little bit sooner. which is a shame, considering how in control we are. So, yeah, the video I did about the 5 ways to improve as a Blood Bowl coach, I probably could have taken a leaf out of my own book here and given the ball to the right elf just a turn or so earlier, just in case this goes wrong. I also noticed that Emma, the troll, is just a little bit isolated here. What that's doing is it's a physical wall, so these guys can't get through. And if it does drop, then these guys might stand up. We're alright. Ian's turn. We are in the ball in. Score. Next game event is, can the guy score a 1-turn touchdown? So we'll just skip up to that point, because there's not a lot to see other than that. Maybe the setup that I choose. So he gets his KO back, which then gives him 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He's got 9. So he's not out yet. In that case, because he's got 9, you're going to see a fairly standard anti-1-turn touchdown defence from me, which is 1 player on the corner here, 2 together. Generally speaking, one of your strongest players is one of these 2, and then this grid spacing here to see whether or not we can force lots of dodges. You know, just closing the back line up a little bit just so he hasn't got a free reign of running through. So that's probably going to be okay. We'll skip through his setup. We don't care, because he's either going to be fine or it's not. So he's not gone for the 1 turn. He's got a brilliant coaching result. Turn 8's a little bit tedious, so we'll just skip through that. And where are we now? Start of turn, start of next half, and me defending. Defending against 9, so I'm going to go for the standard chevron defence here, because I don't want to give away the sidelines to the elves. They also, I don't need to go for the little box defence that you guys will have seen against elves, because they're going to struggle to punch through, and they're not going to hurt me very much. So this defence is difficult to break through without having to dodge through on the sidelines and stuff. So Black Orks in the corners, and then strength 3 altogether there. And if it wasn't good already, we get to perfect the idea using a few more players. Ball's going to go deep there. For 2 strength 4 players against 2 strength 3 players. We've also got double guard here, just so that this guy is going to find it really difficult to get through. And then I've gone for a back line, which is just slightly offset, just to try and, just in case nonsense happens. Because bear in mind, this has got nerves of steel. I'll just show you what that does. Well, I'll have to tell you now. What that does is mean that it doesn't matter how many tackle zones you're in, when you're catching the ball, it's negated. So it always catches on a 2+. Doesn't matter how many tackle zones he's in. Okay, right play from the elves, trying to spread the play. Good elfing. Has used a reroll already to pick the ball up. So they have had that dodge failed, these guys would have been hung out to dry. So that was possibly the wrong dodge to choose. Now, first thing we've got to look at positionally, I'm going to have to leave the banner on because I don't want to move, is, oh, it's got a sidestep, that's a shame. I was going to say, the first thing to look at was, can we surf something? So the answer is no, because it's got a sidestep. So, as you were, ladies and gentlemen, stand down. Send something downfield, make him actually have to do something, because what we don't want him to do is score on his turn 6, or so turn 14, because it makes it difficult for us to score back. We either need to steal the ball off him straight away, or make it so he scores straight away, and then we've got enough time to score back. And with a 2-player advantage, this should be alright. So, having seen what the final score was, I'm interested to see how this game plays out. Going after the agility 5 with the mighty blow piling on. No armor break there. This would be greedy. Have met me, so there we go. Choose to stand there. Might punch that, but I'll probably leave the sidestepper alone. Okay, so take them both down. Don't want to use a don't really want to use a reroll. He could now charge down here because we have left ourselves a little bit short of players that can get into this corner down here. Whew. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. And indeed, he does exactly that. But this is fine because if he scores on two or three turns in his drive, it's fine. Oh, double one. Bit unlucky. It was a double one, wasn't it? It was a double one. So now, I don't want the banner to appear up. So first of all, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That is about the last place on earth you want to stand, because all he's going to do is stand up and punch you into the crowd. So this guy is going to go and get the ball, but not from that square. So we need to do some sort of chain pushing action. So the first thing that sprung to mind was that the thrower could punch this lineman, and then I could push myself to there. And then these guys could come back and fill in this square, and the Black Orc, if we don't get the knockdown, I could stand there. That's quite nice, isn't it? That is quite nice. So, let's see whether that actually plays out. Do we do exactly that, or do we do something else? So it was actually thrower, pushes into there. So that's one square now, so it's just a go for it to get the ball and go for it to get off the sideline. Possibly could have used the Piety Blow piling on. We get the knockdown, so that's now double go for it that I don't have to make. So if we look how far I am now to the ball, 1, 2, we'll do that in a second. Shouldn't pile on here. Good. And then we just stop this just for a second, so we can now see that we've gained 2 squares. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I can get back there if I need to, or I can just risk 1 go for it. As long as we don't fluff this, so that's alright. Ball's not safe at all, but well, let's see what happens. Don't choose to throw this box, I don't want to use the reroll. He gets it, he gets away. Now, there is an argument for throwing this. There was actually an argument for throwing that, but there is the agility 5 player on the floor, so if it isn't perfect, we would have been in trouble. Choose not to take the surf. I'm just trying to bring a line orc just a bit closer towards the ball. Yeah, that's fine. Alright, that's fine. Oh dear, that's unlucky from the elves. I can't get over it thinking that they look like chocolate fudge brownies. Not anyone else. They just remind me of, like, it's just American, isn't it? And there's nothing wrong with being American. I like a lot of Americans. But they do remind me of just chocolate chip brownies. She's just making me hungry. Okay, so he's brought a load of elves in. This, if we escape this turn, we're fine. He had to try and get the ball off us. He didn't. That's unfortunate. Now he hasn't got the ball off us. If I can get enough guard into this area here, I think this is a turn worth pausing. Let's see if we can get rid of the banner. Right, can't get rid of the banner. Sorry. What we could do here is if we get some guard, maybe one there and one there, and make it 2 dice uphill, and the ball is relatively safe, we will be fine. So bringing a guard in, probably wedging it there, bringing this guy back over here, bringing this guy around the back, punching the ball carrier and stepping forward. That would be all sorts of things that would be going through my head about now. Oh, we can't bring him across. That's annoying. So we hit him with the Black Orc so we can get more guard down to where we actually want it. Knockout, that's very helpful. And that now we've got 2 guards here and here. We can now hit this and follow up, and then we're stood in between, broadly, stood in between the 2 guards. The only square that we've got a problem with now is that one, which I think is solvable using these players over here. So this guy comes across to make the troll have 3 dice, and then the Black Orc could blitz that. And if I stand there, we've then got everything covered off, and he is actually then having to use 2 dice uphill without a team reroll. Yeah, stun helpful. I think that will be the blitz. So that's a shame. We haven't got that square covered off, which is irritating. So he has now got the opportunity for 1 dice because he can dodge out, stand there, and 1 dice is there. Which is a shame. Luckily for us. Oh dear. He chose to make. Was that a 2? Did he? Yeah. Oh dear. Poor fellow. I'll just pause that for a second. Should have dodged to that square, which is a 2+, and then come into this square. I don't know whether he auto-pathed it, but he actually chose to dodge directly into the square, and that was a 3-up, and he rolled a 2. So that was unlucky, but could have been avoided. So that's 1 removal. Where's the little sidestepper going to go? He's going to go there. Fine. This guy can now stand here, and if we blitz from here... Oh, alright, we're going to do it that way. Still should have stood there. Yes, still should have stood there. Misplay from me. I also probably should have followed that up. But then, actually, no, I shouldn't have done because the guard's there. So that's alright. So this is fine now. Broadly speaking, we are safe, bar any elf nonsense, like proper nonsense. We should be okay. And my thoughts now turn towards, can we score with the Black Orc? Before we absolutely nail that down, though, we probably need to get rid of the agility 5. So, it's gone alright. And indeed, the Black Orc steps forward a bit. So he's gone for... okay, so there's two dice uphill. Oh, Blood Bowl, it's a wonderful game, isn't it, ladies and gentlemen? So 2 dice uphill with the Blitzer Manus stunned. There is an agility 5 player on the board, so that could be a challenge. If we just pause this for a second, let's have a now. Now he's got the opening nonsense. What else does he need? So it needs 3 up, 2 up. And then which way would you come? Would you come this way or would you come straight through? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. At least it's in 3 tackle zones, which is a 4 up. So there is 3 up, 2 up. I think you just go that way because it's only... you've got to make that dodge or that dodge, and if you come this way, you've got to make extras. So I think it's just this way, isn't it? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and throw it. Yeah, it's probably right. So what we got? 3 up, 3 up, 4 up, 4 up, 2 up, and then I'd probably think that's in the 3rd pass banding. So that's probably a 3 up. Possible. Possibly possible. Let's see if he does it. Oh, it's actually better routing. Oh, this is a replay of Nazi's video. Oh my god. Nobody saw that bit, right? Okay, so what we do there... Oh, yes. So, because he's got sidestep, this is worth pointing out. This is where I think I've done alright. So, what I've done is by filling this square in, when I block here, I push the blitzer here. And the reason that's actually important is because if we blitz at the moment, he can sidestep to some square that I can't get a follow-on hit on, so I only get 2 dice on the ball. Whereas this way, he's going to sidestep there anyway, but at least I get the 2 dice, blitz, and a reroll if I need it, just for the sake of a casual 2+ to make at the start. So we get the knockdown. That's great. We'll sidestep there, push ourselves there. Get the 2 dice. So that's a 2 dice block. I don't really know why I moved that troll there, really. Don't think that really does a lot. Oh, it's going to make it 3 dice, right. Yep. So that's 3 dice, no joy. So that was 8 dice, and we did get a pow eventually. Choose not to pile on because it's agility 5, and if we haven't broken armour now, we're in trouble. Now, this has gone actually quite badly because that's only a 4 up. So I've gone, well, I can't afford this to not to be allowed to walk around. So we run up to it and foul it. No. So that was a 5 up to roll there on 2 dice. Didn't. It's a shame. So he chooses. I like this move from him. That makes it now an easier 3 up, 3 up. Got it. And I'm thinking, oh my god. Because if he makes that at turn 14, the thrower stands there, and this is 1-all. Luckily, he fumbles this, and if we can knock this over, yeah. He'll go on the ball, looking for a scatter onto a Black Orc who won't catch it onto an Elf who will. And I remember this at the time and thinking, thankfully that's out of the picture. Follow up. What I'm trying to do is, in case we fail to pick up the ball, I want as many players not directly next to the ball, but actually in the next ring out. So if we get a scatter, the ball should still be in tackle zones and inside of the orc loop. Notice it's now turn 14, so the chance of scoring again somewhat diminished, but not completely gone. So we'll send a dude forward who might score, but apart from that, I am thinking mostly about player and keeping the ball safe. So I think we'll probably have a player here, and then the thrower collect it. Okay. No, it goes there. So if we drop the ball, it'll drop into one of these squares, and unless it drops on the troll and then bounces onto the blitzer and bounces off, notice how having a further ring out is quite helpful. There we go. And if we get these 2 down, we can actually take the Black Orc, run forward, throw it to him, and maybe we get something out of this from a Black Orc perspective. Has he got anything else in scoring range? Yes, so we do have to respect that we can't do anything completely reckless because he can still equalise, so respect thy opponent. I wonder if I leave the troll high and dry again. Probably. Get the knockdown, there, follow up, and almost automatically I think I'll be piling on this. So that stun, KO is very helpful. And then 1 more assist for the Black Orc, so we can have 3 dice maybe. Yeah, I want him to go in that square and I want to follow up. Sending someone forward, so if he fluffs it, maybe we've got a chance with a blitzer, maybe. And that that knockdown man means that we're probably alright. And yeah, we've left the troll alone again. Oh dear. So 3 up with a reroll, 4 up with a reroll. Come on, little Black Orc. No. Computer says no. Okay, well he can't do anything, so that's fine. I think we'll sort of wrap this up summary-wise in terms of what we're looking at now. So we've caused an awful lot of removals, which is nice. He's run away. We've not really taken anything, so that's great. We've executed our game plan. So another 4+ without a reroll this time. Computer says no. But we score, we win the game 1-0, and the game goes quite well. Overall, pleased with that. A couple of little minor points I think I can probably use as wrinkles to get out of my gameplay there. Let's have a look at the stats. So he threw 8 blocks in that game. We threw 42. of those 42, we got 11 removals off 23 armor breaks, so about half. And he got 2 armor breaks out of 8, which is actually a little high. 1 in 6 you typically break Ork armor. Dice rolls wise, block dice, let's just have a quick look at his ones. So he knocked us over 1, 2, maybe 3, 4 times. Yeah, he couldn't deal with the strength. It just went very well. So that was game 5. If you've enjoyed it, thank you. Yeah, tune into the next one. This is part of a YouTube playlist. There is a link to the playlist in the comments below. We do stream live on Tuesday evenings on Twitch from 7 o'clock UK time, which is UTC +1. Typically Saturday mornings from 10 a.m. and then on Sunday evenings. So if you want to join us live, you can do so. And hopefully we'll see you soon. As always, I've been AndyDavo, you've been the viewer, and this has been fabulous.